girlies, we are live. So today we have a hair growth Q&A. So this is your chance to ask us anything regarding hair growth, anything that you want. I already have 3 questions up here. We kind of took a look at our community and these were like the top questions that we saw. So we're going to answer these. But yeah, well, if you can't buy online, well, unfortunately, that's the only place that you can get our products. So I don't know. I'm sorry about that. All right. So you guys, we currently have a 20% off on our leave-in butter. And again, today is a hair growth Q&A where we are going to be talking about any and everything regarding hair growth. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. So the first question, and I see this a lot, is how long does it take to grow long hair? Like, people want to know, what is a realistic timeline? If you commit to your hair care routine, what can you expect as far as how long it will take for you to get super long hair? Okay. Should I deep condition every week since I wash weekly? I would say if you wash every single week, I would say every other week is perfectly fine. Every week is not 100% necessary unless your hair is just super dry for the week, okay? And again, our leave-in butter is currently 20% off. This is my hair. This is an 8-day twist out. I did my wash day with the entire line. The leave-in butter is currently in my hair right now. This ensures that my hair stays hydrated so that my twist outs last. This piece is bothering me. So that my twist outs last, okay? As you can see, all of that definition, and it's day 8. So we've been here for over a week at this point. I'm not washing my hair until next Friday. So it'll be another week until then. Again, hair growth Q&A, ask us anything, and also tap that screen. Once we get to 50,000 likes, which we usually get in the first 40 minutes or so, we will do a giveaway. So if you want a giveaway, want a free product, make sure to tap that screen. So how long does it take to grow long hair? So I'm going to share how long it took me to get long hair, and I'm going to tell you realistically what you can expect to get long hair. So this is all if you stay committed to your hair care routine and don't go back and forth with hair growth trends, hair growth oils, things like that, but just keep your hair hydrated, stay consistent with things that you know are going to be good for your hair, and retaining length. So I big chopped in 2017. I transitioned to natural hair from perm hair for about 22 months. Then my senior year, the day after I graduated high school, I big chopped, okay? And then from 2017 until 2021, maybe a little bit 2020, my hair went to waist length. So about 3.5 years. That's how long it took me to see waist length hair. So everybody grows about half an inch a year, which is half an inch a month, which is about 6 inches a year. So while you can't speed up that number, so while you can't say, I'm gonna do everything I can to try to grow 10 inches instead of 6 inches in a year, you can make sure that every single year you're retaining those 6 inches. So if you want to get to waist length, it will take you about 3.5 years. If you want to get to hip length, it will take you about 4 to 7 years, depending, okay? All right, again, our leave-in butter is currently 20% off. I have it in my hair right now. This is an 8-day twist out. So, next question. Let's talk about the best hairstyle for growth. So, what are some natural hairstyles that everybody kind of knows, things like that? Let's talk about best hairstyle for growth. Hairstyles for growth. So let's talk about them. So one is protective styles. Are protective styles good for hair growth? We get asked this question a lot, and people want to know, do protective styles work for your hair? Will protective styles allow you to see longer hair? Again, 60 minutes left on that leave-in butter flash sale. It's currently 20% off. I have it in my hair right now. Keeps my hair hydrated so that I can retain length. That's why my hair is this long, okay? And this twist out is on wet hair. So can we get into the shrinkage that kind of, you have long hair once your hair naturally starts touching your shoulders, and actually hangs off of your shoulders. All right, so the first style is protective styles. Are protective styles good for hair growth? I'm going to give that a check, but with context. So, protective styles can be very good for your natural hair growth, but it can also be very bad for your natural hair growth. And I'm talking about braids, wigs, buns, twists, whatever you do. The key to making sure that protective styles grow your hair, aka help you to retain length, is making sure 3 things. Number 1, I'll write them down, is the prep, okay? I don't know why it's writing like that today. Is the prep. If you are not prepping your hair properly before you do protective styles, you will not see growth. Why? Because a huge part of keeping your hair hydrated in braids, twists, wigs, buns, etc. is the prep. So whenever you wash your hair before a protective style, make sure that you are deep conditioning. Make sure you're not going and getting braids on hair that has no product. That is the equivalent of a white girl getting braids. Their hair can't handle that tension. Neither can yours when it's dry. It's like a dry pasta noodle will just snap in half. So your prep, that's number one. If you want protective styles to help you with hair growth, prep is number one. Number two is the application, okay? Applying your styles correctly will also play a huge part in making sure that they are good for growth, aka length retention. So that means that if you are doing braids and you get them too tight, that can irritate your scalp, lead to dandruff, flakes, that can also cause traction, alopecia, etc. When you're wearing wigs, please don't do it incorrectly to where you're ripping out your edges. When you're doing mini twists, don't do mini twists where you are sharing strands when you twist, so when you take it out, your hair is all knotted and matted, making sure that you're applying your styles correctly. I should say this, application and removal, okay? So, applying your styles correctly and removing them correctly. A great example of not removing your protective styles correctly, I had faux locks back in like 2022. Never again, because when I took them down, there was a piece of my hair back here. I cut like my hair, okay? I cut my hair and it was like this short because I took it out incorrectly. So you want to make sure that you're applying and removing your protective styles correctly if you want to make sure that they are good for growth. And the last thing is the post. We're gonna say just post routine, okay? So, how you care for your hair after the protective style. That means when you take out braids, make sure that you are thoroughly detangling the correct way. So here's the thing, we all have shed hair, right? So when you wear braids for like 6 weeks, there's a ton of shed hair that is off of your scalp naturally, but it's still in that braid. That's why when you detangle, a lot of hair comes out. But it's important that you're detangling with a lot of conditioner, a lot of slip, so when you're detangling, you're just pulling out shed hair and you're not causing breakage because your hair is old, okay? So your post routine is also gonna be important. When you wash your hair, make sure you get your scalp really, really good and clean. Make sure you're adding moisture back into your hair. So all these three things will factor into whether protective styles will actually work for length retention. Not because protective styles make hair grow out of your scalp faster, but protective styles make it easier to retain length because when your hair is tucked away, it's harder for it to get dry. And again, the secret to growth is hydration. The secret to being bald-headed is dry hair. So protective styles make it easier for you to not go through dryness, okay? But you have to make sure you do it correctly. I protective styled for one time 9 months straight, okay? And my hair grew just fine. You can protective style back to back if you want, but this is important, okay? No matter what protective style you do, these three things will be the key to seeing growth. Okay, again, this is a hair growth Q&A. Today is Thursday, the last live of the week, which means all of our sales, this is the last opportunity. So our leave-in butter is currently 20% off if you want to grab it. It is in my hair. Y'all know I do not play about the leave-in butter. My hair is 8 days old, so I've been telling y'all for a while that the leave-in butter will keep your hair hydrated for a long time because it hydrates your hair, also locks the moisture in, and I just gave y'all proof. My hair is 8 days old. I haven't added anything since I washed my hair. I washed my hair last Wednesday. So my day one twist out was on Thursday. So my hair is 8 days old. Today is day 8. And it looks this good. It's still this hydrated. The leave-in butter plays a huge part because it adds moisture to my hair and locks it in. And that's why I can have twist outs and braid outs and all these things. Again, with protective styles, right? This is a key. Whenever I prep my hair, I always make sure this is in my hair before I get braids. I had braids in for 2 months at one point. Hair was fine, retained length. It was beautiful when I took it out. Why? Because this helped to keep my hair super duper duper hydrated, okay? The only maintenance I had to do was just for I had like boho braids, so like the curly pieces that weren't my hair, but that's it. So that's why this is kind of like, you know, and again, I'm not lying, I'm living proof. I'm so glad I started wearing my natural hair so y'all can see how this leave-in butter works. So do y'all see, again, day 8, oh, this side to this side. Do y'all see how each strand you can still clearly see the definition? I'm starting to get a little bit of frizz, which is normal, but it's day 8, so yeah. And that's all because of the line, but also the leave-in butter, okay? That's gonna make a huge game changer in the longevity of your hair. Again, any hair growth questions you have, please ask them in the chat. Tap the screen if you guys want a giveaway. If you want a free product, we will do that at 50,000 likes. So everybody in here, tap the screen about 20 times. This is the last live will have the week, which means it's your last opportunity to get sales, discounts, etc. before the weekend. We are almost sold out of a few products. We probably will not be in stock of them next week. So if you see anything and you want to grab it, please grab it. Especially our leave-in butter, we are almost gone with that. We actually might be sold out of that next week for a minute. So if you want to grab it, go ahead and grab it. Okay. So protective styles, great for growth, but only if you incorporate these 3 things. Let's talk about a different hairstyle. Again, this is the hair growth Q&A today. So any questions you have about hair growth, ask them in the chat, and I will answer them. Okay? Okay. I was wondering why this residue, but it's the eraser. I'm gonna need a different eraser. I think I have one somewhere. Okay. Someone said, I know this is for hair growth, but anything for dry scalp / hair too. If your hair is dry, the leave-in butter will solve that. If your scalp is dry, it's most likely not dryness, it's irritation, or it's buildup that's causing flakes and dandruff. I've always found that when my hair is hydrated, my scalp tends to be hydrated as well. What are your thoughts on transitioning? Okay, so let's talk about transitioning for natural hair. Again, any questions that y'all have about hair growth, we will answer, and I'll go back to the hairstyles in a minute. But let's talk about transitioning to natural hair. Transitioning to natural. I think this marker is running out. Okay. Transitioning to natural. There are a few key things to make sure if you are trying to transition to natural hair, or if you are just starting your natural hair journey, this is going to apply to you too. So, number 1 is hydration. So I would highly recommend the leave-in butter if that's what you're looking for. So whenever you are transitioning, the line of demarcation between your straight hair, like your relaxed hair or damaged hair, whatever, and your natural hair coming in is super weak. So in order to ensure that your hair doesn't break off, you are able to cut it when you're ready, keeping your hair hydrated is going to be key to that. So that's key. Number 2, protective styling. Unfortunately, in my opinion, any hairstyles that you do on transitioning hair are going to look a mess, because the top of your hair is going to look super good, but the bottom of your hair is going to look no. I don't know why I wrote productions. It's a Thursday. I meant to say protective style. So any sort of protective style, keep your hair in wigs, braids, whatever. How do you spell I'm blanking today. Protective style. Okay. So anything that you're doing for that. Okay. And then number 3, I'm not going to write it, but is to cut when you're ready. Please don't let anybody bully you into thinking that you have to cut your hair at a certain time. Cut it when you want, okay? Please, cut your hair when you want. All right, so let's go back to hairstyles for growth. Because we talked about protective styles, so let's talk about a few more. For growth. Okay, so we talked about protective styles. So the next one would be any sort of like twist / braid outs, which I have a braid out in right now. So again, the leave-in butter has kept my hair super hydrated. I'm on day 8 of this twist out, and it still looks incredible because of that. Okay, if you want to use protein while you're transitioning, you're probably using that because you feel like your hair needs to be stronger. Hydration leads to stronger hair, not protein. In fact, anybody that has weak and brittle hair is because your hair is dry. Okay, dry hair is weak, hydrated hair is strong. So no protein. All right, yes, you can find us on YouTube. We're currently on YouTube Live right now. So, all right, so twist outs and braid outs. Here are a few key things, and this also applies to twist outs, braid outs. I'll do washing those separately, but twist outs and braid outs. So, when you're doing twist outs or braid outs, in order to make sure that you are actually able to grow your hair, the first thing, again, is going to be hydration. This is going to be a recurring theme today. Hydration. Okay? That's why I like to use a leave-in butter whenever I do any style, but especially twist outs and braid outs, because this, where is it at? The leave-in butter adds hydration. This is not your styler, okay? This is your leave-in. Leave-ins, the purpose of leave-ins are to add moisture. Stylers add, hold, whatever, however you want your hair to feel, that comes from the leave-in. However you want your hair to look, that comes from the styler, okay? So, when I do my twist outs, braid outs, etc., this is always something that has to be in my hair because it ensures that my hair stays hydrated. That is going to be key. When you wear your hair out, it gets drier faster than if you wear braids. Why? Because your hair is not tucked away, it's exposed to the elements, and so it's just easier for hair to get dry. Nothing you did wrong, that's how hair works, okay? So, by adding something hydrating to your hair, it ensures that your hair stays hydrated, and when your hair stays hydrated, your styles last longer, okay? So that's a big thing. So again, the leave-in butter is currently 20% off, only for the next 5 minutes. We are almost out of stock, you guys. I'm so sorry about that. So if you see a deal for the leave-in butter, please go ahead and grab it, because it most likely will not be available soon. Second thing, silk / satin, okay? So here's the thing, because it's so easy for your hair to get dry, when you're not wearing your hair out, put it up, okay? The second I get home, my hair goes up in a scarf, a bonnet, silk pillowcase, whatever. I make sure that my hair is not out and just free balling, okay? So you always want to make sure you have either a bonnet or a scarf or a silk pillowcase, something that's silk or satin that is on your head whenever you are not wearing it out. That will also make your styles last a lot longer, okay? So again, hydration helps your styles last longer, helps your styles look better. You get less frizz, you get less all of that. When your hair is hydrated, your styles come out a lot better. The reason why my twist out looks as good after 8 days is because I hydrated my hair with the leave-in butter. It's designed to keep your hair hydrated for a longer time. It hydrates your hair but also locks moisture in, which is the key to keeping hair hydrated for longer than a couple of days, okay? And again, the leave-in butter for the next 3.5 minutes is 20% off if you want to grab it. So silk and satin on your hair whenever you're not wearing it out, okay? Next thing, this is probably the last thing, and this is specifically for people who have like tighter hair, okay? So for you, smaller sections are gonna be your best friend. Small sections. So that means if you're doing a twist out, you should not have less than 6 twists on your head. I typically do around 30 or so twists. I'm not saying you have to do mini twist size, but because your curls are smaller, you want twists that mimic the size of your curls, or a little bit larger than the size of your curls, but somewhere around there, so that you can get the best definition. So if you're doing twist outs and you have like, so jumbo twist outs, no, they get frizzier faster, they lose definition faster, it's not a good thing. The reason why, like part of this, yes, the hair butter, but I also did twist a little bit bigger than the size of my curl pattern. Like my curl pattern is a little bit smaller than this. So my twist outs are gonna be about that same size. Same thing with braid outs as well. So you wanna make sure you're doing small sections. Working in smaller sections and your braids and your twists aren't super huge, that's gonna be it. So again, if you want to wear twist outs and braid outs and you want to see growth, keep your hair hydrated. Silk and satin on your hair whenever you're not wearing it out. It will make your styles last longer. And smaller sections will always give you better definition. The more definition you have on day 1, the longer your hair lasts. Okay, y'all saw my hair on day 1, it was T. So that's why it's day 8 and my hair still looks really, really good, okay? All right, Team Loving Me T, she said she watched our live for 200 minutes. Dang, that's a long time. All right, let me answer a few questions. Any questions you guys have about hair growth? Today's a Q&A. Ask anything, okay? Let's see. My stylist told me the foams with alcohol was breaking my ends. So not all alcohol is bad alcohol. So there's something called cetearyl alcohol. It's actually very conditioning. So just because you don't like know what like the actual name on the back of the ingredient, research it first. But foams aren't meant to be used as by themselves. That's why, again, the leave-in butter is something I like to use under my stylers because it makes sure my hair stays hydrated. Because not all stylers are going to be hydrating. And that might not always be a bad thing. For example, gels, right? For gels, for us, we need gels with stronger hold. And so if you're adding hydrating ingredients to a gel, water content, the water is resisting the hold. So it makes it more watery and less, strong hold. So you're not getting, and water also kind of competes with definition in that sense. So sometimes gels, in order to give you the hold and definition you want, can't be super hydrating. That's why you add this under it to make sure you're getting your hydration. So if you want to use foams and mousses, add something hydrating underneath, like our leave-in butter. So instead of a leave-in conditioner, use a leave-in butter, then styler. So this is a leave-in conditioner, but we call it a leave-in butter because it's catered more towards tighter hair textures, high and low porosity, whatever you got, you're good. It's just a formula that's a little bit thicker and richer, so it's gonna give you more, like the level of hydration that tighter hair needs is different than curly hair, so it's gonna give you that hydration, but it's not like, it's a leave-in conditioner. All right, let's see. If my hair is out, is it better to use a shot? Yes, shower cap. Because if you use steam, the water is going to revert your hair, give you frizz, it's going to ruin your style. So when I take a shower, the same way I sleep with my hair, I'll have my hair like that in the shower. So I go to the gym, I wear my hair just like a loose, high ponytail. It looks like a puff, basically, on the top of my head with a silk scrunchie. That's how I sleep with my hair. So I wake up in the morning, take off my scarf and bonnet, just shake the puff out, but I leave it on the top of my head. If Then when I shower, put my scarf and bonnet back on, shower, get out the shower, take everything down, shake my hair out, and then I wear it down. So that's kind of how I operate with my hair. So please do that. All right, next flash sale. You already know how it's going. Again, any hair growth questions, please ask in the chat. I have these 3 that I'm talking about just to give us something to like, somewhere to park home, you know, in case somebody asks anything. So if you want me to answer any of these questions, just comment 1, 2, or 3 while I set up this next flash sale, and we will do that. We were working on number 2, but 1, 2, or 3. Any one you want, just let me know the number in the chat, and I will answer it. All right, let's go ahead and get a flash sale on our bundles. So same thing, I'm gonna start you guys off with 20% off on our bundle. Because our products are almost sold out, our bundles are also almost sold out. So sorry about that. So if you want it today, I would highly recommend grabbing it today. We have about 1,500 people that have it in their carts right now. So if you're one of those 1,500 people in the live and you have it in your cart, I would highly recommend grabbing it today, because it very well might not be in stock by the end of the week. I mean, by Monday, and we're not going live for the rest of the week. So there won't be any more opportunities to get discounts. And again, tap that screen if you guys want to give away 50,000 likes, and we will do a giveaway. We've been doing giveaways every single live because we've been reaching the 50K. So if you want a giveaway, I already have it set up. Just tap the screen, everybody tap it a couple times, and we will hit that goal in no time. Okay. All right, so somebody asked me to answer question 3, how to grow edges. So let's talk about how to grow your edges. A lot of people struggle with growing their edges, and let's talk about it. How to grow edges. I gotta get a new eraser. It's causing some sort of residue to be on here. Okay, grow edges. So the good thing about growing your edges is it's the same thing that you do to grow your hair. So just like your hair, the main thing that you need to grow it is hydration. That's why our entire line is a hydrating line. My hair is long because my hair is hydrated, because I have a routine that keeps my hair hydrated, and I have products that keep my hair hydrated. That's the only way to see growth. That's why we're a hydrating focused line, okay? But when you're growing your edges in your hair, it's the same thing. So the same way with your hair, how you need hydration to grow it, you need hydration on your edges, because your edges is just hair. So edges fall out or whatever for a few different reasons. One could be too much tension, so you're literally just pulling the hair out. Another is over manipulation, because you're doing your edges all the time and it's breaking off. Okay, so the first thing you want to do if you want to grow your edges or your hair is low manipulation. Your edges do not need to be done every single day. Your hair should not be done every single day. Okay? That's it. Our hair thrives when it's left alone. Why? Because every single time you touch your hair, not like this, like that's not what I'm saying, but every single time you're doing your hair, you're removing moisture. Okay? So really, that's why you want to limit it really to only like a wash day. So that's why everything that you do on your wash day should set you up to where you don't have to touch your hair until you wash your hair again. Because I know how to wash my hair, and because I use the line to keep my hair super hydrated, I wash my hair on Wednesday. It's day 8. I'm not going to touch my hair, put anything in it, add anything in it. Because, I mean, look, it doesn't need it because it's super hydrated until I wash my hair again, which will probably be next Friday. So that will be almost 2 weeks. And there you go. Again, my paper. I always do my paper. I want y'all to see on day 8 with the line just how good my hair still looks. Look at how defined my hair is. Each strand still has individual definition. My hair does not look dry. It still looks very shiny and hydrated. Why? Because I developed a line that keeps your hair hydrated, because I understand that hydrated hair is the only way to grow it. Hair will not grow if it's not hydrated. So your oils do not fix that. So using hair growth oils won't fix that. Your vitamins don't fix that. We talked about that all week. How hair vitamins, hair trends, hair oils are not going to get you the hair that you want. If they could, you would have been having long hair because you've been using them. So to grow your hair and to grow your edges, low manipulation. Your entire goal with growing your hair is to keep moisture in your hair. So low manipulation helps you do this, because the less you touch your hair, the less moisture you're removing from it. So stop doing your edges every single day. It does not need it. Once a week is fine, maybe twice a week. But also that hard, y'all know a seasoned edge brush, right, is very hard. So you're basically putting a hard bristle brush on your edges every single day. You wouldn't brush your hair with a hard bristle brush every single day. Why are you doing that to your edges? It's causing breakage, okay? So low manipulation, number 1. Number 2, like I just said, hydration. So again, the only way to see longer hair is hydrated hair, okay? That's why the entire line is a hydration focused line. It is currently 20% off. It is almost sold out. So if you want to grab it, please grab it. It is almost sold out. Look at me. It is almost sold out. So if you want to grab it, please grab it. But hydration is how you grow your edges and your hair. Why? Because your hair is always growing. The reason why it's short is because it's breaking, okay? And so if you keep your hair hydrated, it won't break. So when it grows, it stays on your hair. So if you're trying to regrow your edges, keep your edges hydrated. How? Number one, add water. Same thing with your hair. Number one, add water. Number two, seal it in. So that means if you're trying to moisturize your edges, probably once a week. I used to do this all the time when I was wearing braids to ensure that my edges stayed good. I mean, when I wore wigs all the time, to ensure my edges stay good, take a little bit of water, a little bit of spray, apply it to your edges, take a little bit of oil. I love using this oil with my edges because it just locks the moisture in, not because it's a secret formula. Take a little bit of oil, put it on your edges. There you go. You are good to go, okay? So hydrating your edges keeps them strong so that they don't break off and that you retain length. Number three is how do I say this? Growth oils. What I mean by this is just putting oil on your edges doesn't grow them, okay? That's what I mean. So add water to your hair, lock it in with oil. But just using oil because you feel like it's gonna, like, you know how people sell like edge growth oils and they're like, if you put this on your edges, your hair will grow. Oils don't grow your hair. They can't change how fast your hair grows. Same thing with your edges. Putting just oil on your edges because somebody told you what's in it is gonna make your edges grow, it's not true. So just putting oil on your edges just makes your edges look shiny, but they're still dry and they will still break. So stop doing them all every single day. Stop just relying on an edge growth oil or whatever. Just hydrate your hair, lock the moisture in. That is how you see growth, okay? Again, our bundle is currently 20% off just for the next 14 minutes. It is almost sold out. We have about 1,500 people that have it in their cart today. So if you want to grab it now, by the time it is almost sold out, okay? I use the entire line for my wash day routine. I washed my hair 8 days ago and my hair still looks good. I have done nothing since I washed my hair. I hydrated my hair with the, I washed my hair with the Refresh shampoo. It is your clarifying and hydrating shampoo all at the same time. I'm lazy, so I don't like to have 15 million products in my wash day routine, so I make products that are multi-use. Our deep hydration mask is going to, where is it at? My fingers, I'm like opposite y'all, so what's on my left is y'all's right. The deep hydration mask is it's the leave-in butter in a different format, so it's you rinse it out instead of leaving it in, but it's gonna add hydration to your hair and lock it in. So I deep condition with our deep hydration mask, add a few drops of oil into the deep conditioner. I've been doing that for years, and then finally the leave-in butter, I leave it in my hair and then go in with my styler. So that is why my hair after 8 days still needs no sort of maintenance. I have not touched, I'm not lying to y'all, I have not touched my hair as far as putting anything in it, retwisting it, anything in 8 days. So when I did my twist out 8 days ago, this is still the original product. So nothing has been touched. Literally, the only thing I've done is every night put my hair up, take my hair down. That's all I've been doing for the past over a week. What do you think about washing hair with ACV? Just make sure you use equal parts water and ACV, but if you want to, cool option. All right, can you please make the next flash sale on the Soothing Strength and Oil? I don't know. If we can get to 20K likes by the end of that, I will do the Soothing Strength and Oil. Y'all need to get to 50K anyways for a giveaway, so go ahead and tap that screen. But if we get to 20K likes by the end of this flash sale, I will do the Soothing Strength and Oil blend. And I'll give y'all a very good discount. So if y'all don't know, this is an oil. This is the same formula as our 2 ounce. I will make it cheaper than our 2 ounce. This is just old inventory. It's not old, but like before we rebranded, this was our oil. So I will do that. Let me just put it where y'all can see it up here. Okay. But those are almost sold out as well. Once these are gone, they're not coming back. So if you just want to grab it just because you want the larger size, cool. We had somebody message us today asking us to make an 8 ounce oil. Right now, that's not something that we can do, but we will think about sizes in the future. Okay, so again, Butter Soothing Strength and Oil Blend is currently 20% off. And again, it is almost sold out. I would highly, highly, highly recommend getting it today because it might not be here next week. I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. I'm going to keep it a buck. All right, so Today's a hair growth Q&A. You can ask me anything about hair growth and I will answer it. All week long, we've been talking about myths you believe about hair growth that keep your hair short. We talked about why hair growth oils don't work. We talked about why hair vitamins don't work. I can go over that again if you guys missed that. We also talked about why hair growth trends don't work. I talked about the most popular vitamins, hair trends, etc. And I told you whether they actually worked for growth or not. So if you have any questions about that, you can ask. We are on TikTok Shop. If you want to be an affiliate, you just have to tag our products if you are a TikTok Shop affiliate person. And ask in the chat, please. Any hair growth questions, ask in the chat. Can you talk about split ends and fairy knots? Yes, but I need a specific question. What do you want me to tell you exactly about split ends and fairy knots? And I will answer that. Do you trim when needed or are you on a schedule? Okay, so when it comes to trims, this is why you need to trim and how you know when you're supposed to trim. So let's talk about that. Oh, I hate this eraser. I'm going to have to get a new one. Okay. Let's see. Trims for growth. How do you go about trimming for growth? So, when you trim, this is why you should trim, okay? Because this is your hair when it has a little baby split in, okay? This is your hair. So, okay, so when you're supposed to cut, right? If you just cut your hair when you're supposed to, you trim whenever you're getting to trim, you're going to be cutting off this much hair. Okay? Cool. No biggie. If you do that a few times a year, that's maybe an inch or two, right? Not going to be a huge thing. But when you don't trim, this is what happens. So the split end travels up your hair, and so now it's like this, and this is what you call breakage. So now you've worked so hard growing this hair, but now you have to cut off this much. So trimming helps you to keep more hair on your head in the long run. That's why it's important to trim. So how do you know when you're supposed to trim? So somebody asked me, do I trim on a schedule or do I just trim when needed? So I do trim when needed, but when my hair needs to be trimmed typically falls on a schedule because I've had a hair care routine that's been consistent for that long. So for me, I typically trim every 3 to 4 months. That's usually how often that I trim. Why? Because usually after about 3 or 4 months, my ends start looking rough. That's just because I kind of know my hair now. So you may not trim every 3 to 4 months. You just have to learn your hair. But usually I can tell because my ends start looking very weird. If I do a twist out, for example, the ends are always frizzy. They don't hold the shape well. They feel crusty. My detangling is a little bit more difficult. When you do a fresh trim, your detangling, you'll notice like a night and day difference between detangling, right? So that's why I usually trim every 3 to 4 months. Now it's not like if it's 90 days on the dot, I'm like, okay, gotta trim. No, I look at my hair. If it needs to trim, cool. If it doesn't, wait another week or two. Then if it needs to be trimmed, cool. So, but this is usually the range. Now, I notice when I protective style, I do trim a little bit less often. So you maybe can add a month or so to this. But when I'm wearing my hair out, I do trim a little bit more frequently on a schedule. All right. Again, our leave-in butter is currently 20% off. So if you want to grab it now. Okay. So that is how you're supposed to be trimming. Somebody said my hair is dry and brittle. I try everything and I'm 62. Help. Okay. Let's talk about dry hair and how to get rid of it. It's very simple, 2 steps. I say this all the time, but for you, I'm going to say it again. So just so you know, our bundle is 20% off, and everything I'm about to tell you about hydrated hair is exactly how our bundle is designed, okay? So we designed it with the technology essentially to keep your hair hydrated longer. That's the goal. That's it. It's not any special ingredients. We have high quality formulas, but all of this is just to keep your hair hydrated. When your hair is hydrated, you retain length, and that's how you see longer hair. Okay, so at the end of 2026, if your hair is longer, it's because your hair was hydrated. That's very simple. So your products that you use will help you achieve that, and also the routine that you do for your hair care routine will also help to do that. Okay, so here's how to stop dry hair. One step, 2 step. Again, I've said this so many times, so some of y'all probably can tell me what the steps are. The first one, add hydration. Okay, most of y'all are doing this. You're adding hydration to your hair. You are adding this with your leave-ins, you're adding this with your sprays, you're adding this with your creams, whatever. So most people are doing this. The only thing that I would caution you on is if you have low porosity hair, meaning you spray water on your hair and it just sits on top of it, you have low porosity. If it doesn't do that, you have most likely high porosity. But for low porosity girlies, you make sure that your hair is damp before adding your leave-in or your whatever you're using to hydrate your hair, or you make sure your hair is damp and warm. So spraying your hair with warm water, okay? But that's your first step. So something with water in it is going to hydration. The root word is hydro. Hydro means water. So what you're using for this step has to have water in it. Our leave-in butter, in fact, all of our products, except for the oil because it's not water, has water in it. The first ingredient is water. So that's a huge thing that we did intentionally so that it has a sufficient enough water content to effectively hydrate tighter hair, because tighter hair, we need moisture. Okay, our hair is naturally drier than other textures, not because there's anything wrong, but because tighter hair, it's difficult for your sebum to coat your hair and grow it, okay? Again, our bundle is currently 20% off. It is almost sold out. I'm not even joking with you guys. So if you want to grab it, please grab it. Everything I'm explaining to you about how to stop dry hair, our line solves. And once we get to, what did I say? 50,000 likes, we'll do a giveaway. I said if we get to 20K likes by the end of this flash sale, I will do the Soothe and Strengthen Oil Blend, which is our 8-ounce oil on a flash sale. And I'll do a really big sale for that one. It'll be short, but I'll do it. All right. So, second step, this is what most people don't do. So the second step will be the difference between you struggling to keep your hair hydrated for longer than like 2 days and someone like me who can keep, I'm on day 8 of this twist out with the line. So there you go. All right, so that is sealed. And again, why do we seal in hydration? Hydration is water. Water evaporates. So the same way you spill water on your shirt and a few minutes later it's gone, the same way you just spray water on your hair or spray a mist on your hair every single day, the reason why you have to do it every single day is because it is leaving your hair every single day. So it gets dry, you have to repeat. So by sealing in that moisture, you prevent that water from escaping your hair or slowing it down, and so it stays in, okay? And so you do that by using occlusives. Occlusives are things that will lock the moisture in, so that is oil or butter. Why? Because oils and butters are hydrophobic, meaning that they don't contain water. So when you put butter and oil on top of your water, it doesn't mix and evaporate. It blocks, so water makes it difficult to escape. Our entire line, that's how it works. So it hydrates your hair, and it's also going to lock the moisture in. And this is why when people use the line, they're like, wow, my hair actually stayed hydrated for longer than 48 hours. Yes, because our entire line has a very high water content, so it's gonna be sufficient enough to hydrate your hair, but it's also formulated with a very, very, very difficult but achievable amount of occlusives to lock the moisture in, so oils and butters. The reason why this is kind of difficult to formulate is because oils and butters can sometimes make your hair greasy and weigh down, and to ensure that our formulas didn't do that, because if you are low porosity, this wouldn't be great for that, is to make sure that you do the right amount. So it's going to hydrate and lock the moisture in. Our line is for high and low porosity, but we took that into account for both. So you need those in, especially for high porosity, to help lock the moisture in, because you struggle with keeping moisture in your hair. And we also made sure that the formulas weren't heavy and greasy, because that is kind of harder to hydrate low porosity hair. So that is why. All right, we have about 50 people right now, specifically on the live, that have our bundle in their cart. So if you want to grab the bundle, I would do it now, because once it's gone, it will be gone. So if you want to make that plunge, I will go ahead, because once the bundle is gone, this will probably be our last flash sale for the live. I don't know, just because we really are out of stock. We only have a certain amount. So we will do flash sales until we sell that amount, and then once we sell that amount, we will not have it available anymore. All right. Next question. So y'all gotta help Beyonce out. I told her that if we do a flash sale on the oil, I will need 20K likes. So y'all better tap that screen. We need 50K anyway to do a giveaway. So if you want to give away 50K likes, tap the screen. But y'all help Beyonce out so I can do a flash sale for her for the oil, okay? All right, hey to everybody just joining. Today is a hair growth Q&A day where you are going to ask me anything and I will answer it. Again, I already have these 3 questions up for us, because I know sometimes people just want to watch and don't want to chat. So right now, I want you to comment which number you want me to answer, and I will answer it while we wait for this flash sale to end. Let's see how our YouTube girlies are doing. I forgot. Okay, let's see. How long did you have to use the leave-in butter before you saw a difference in moisture retention? So here's the history on the leave-in butter, which is actually the history of the line. So I started with the leave-in butter. That was the first product, and it eventually went to the line. I've been using this since about 4 years before I got on social media, 3 or 4 years before I got on social media. I started noticing results instantly because it not just hydrates the hair, but it locks the moisture in, and that right there will automatically make your hair stay hydrated for longer. And then the longer that you use it, the longer that your hair goes, because your hair learns to like keep moisture in it and lock it in. So at first it was like, oh, my hair stayed moisturized for like 5 days. Then after a few weeks it was 7 days. And so now it's like 3 or 4 weeks. The longest I can go is about 6 weeks before I wash my hair, and I don't do anything in between, but I'm usually wearing protective style. If I wear my hair out, the longest probably is like 3 weeks, maybe 4, depending on the style and depending on just like what I've been doing. Like if I've been in the house all week and I haven't had my hair down, I could probably last 4 weeks. So it just depends. Okay, let's see. So I said to put the number of the question that you want me to answer. So I'm seeing 2s. Well, actually somebody's spam. So let's see. 2 and 3. All right. So I see a little bit more 2. So we'll go ahead and do 2. I just answered 3, but I will answer 3 after I answer 2. Okay. So let's talk about the best hairstyles for growth. So this is a trick question, but we're gonna pretend like it's not. All right. Let's see. We're almost at 20K. If y'all can get 20K, we will do a flash sale on the Soothing Strengthen Oil. I will give you guys 40% off of that for a few minutes. So if you want 40% off an 8-ounce oil, then that will be your best opportunity. So I need y'all to tap that screen. Once we get to a 50K likes, we will do a giveaway. So if you want a free product on Thursday, tap the screen. Once we get to 50,000 likes, we will do a giveaway. So everybody in here, tap the screen like 20 times. Okay? Tap that screen about 20 times. All right, so let's talk about the best hairstyles for hair growth. Best hairstyle for growth. So this is a trick question because almost any hairstyle that you do will be effective for growth if you do it the right way. So let's talk about that. So the first one let's talk about is protective styles. Protective styles, okay? We're gonna go from the easiest to grow your hair to the hardest to grow your hair. So let me go like this. So this is easy, and then this is hard. Not hard in the sense that it's difficult, but it just requires more to keep your hair hydrated, okay? So let me turn it this way. All right, so we're gonna go from easiest to hard, okay? All right, so let's see how many, we're almost there. If y'all want 40% off, I'm gonna need y'all to get me to 20,000 likes. So 20,000 likes and we will do 40% off of the Soothing Strengthen Oil. If you don't know, it's the same formula as our 2-ounce. I'm gonna make it cheaper than the 2-ounce. The only difference is this one does not have the same essential oils that we use to create a scent as this. We are fragrance free, so we use essential oils to create a scent. Okay, once we get 20K likes, we will do, okay, we got there. Sorry, we literally got there as I was speaking. So let's go ahead and do 40% off of this oil for, we'll do like 6 minutes because that is a bigger discount, but I will give you guys the full thing. All right, let me set that up for you guys. Alrighty. Let me do it this way. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna give you guys, I'll give you guys 7 minutes. No. 6, no, 7. 7, I'll give you guys 7 minutes. Alrighty. Let me just make sure. I think I might have done it wrong actually. Maybe I didn't. Alright, let's see. I think I only had a certain amount. Okay, yeah, so it's 40% off right now. So it is currently cheaper than the 2-ounce oil right now. So if you want to grab it, that will be your only opportunity to do so, okay? Let me just make sure this is correct. I just want to make sure. Okay, cool. 40% off for 6 minutes. This is our 8 ounce. It is currently cheaper, like $5 cheaper than our 2 ounce. Same formula. This is just before we rebranded to a natural, to She's Made. We used to be called Natural Rose. Same formula, just smells different because of the essential oils that we use to create the scent. All right, so let's talk about it. So best hairstyles for growth, we're gonna go from easiest to hardest, okay? So protective styles are the easiest ones in my opinion to see growth, simply because there isn't a lot that you have to do when you have the protective styles in. So your biggest thing to ensure that your hair grows in protective styles is number one, making sure that you prep your hair correctly. The biggest mistake that I see people making with their hair growth routines is that when it comes to protective styling, like the reason why your hair stays short is because you do not add hydration to your hair before you get the style. I don't know how many people go get braids with no product in it because your braider said that. That is the equivalent of like a white girl getting braids. Your hair is so weak when you do that, and that's why you're like, oh, braids don't work for me, I get so much breakage. That wasn't because of the braids, it was because of your hair. So for protective styles, making sure that your prep routine is good, making sure that you are applying and removing the styles correctly, and making sure your post routine is good. I feel like a lot of people get a ton of breakage during the detangling process of a protective style, like when they take it down, because you don't know how to properly remove all that shed hair and maintain the actual hair that was retained with the style. So just make sure that that is not a thing. Again, our Soothing Strengthening Oil is 40% off for the next 5 minutes. 40% off, so it's the same size, the same formula as this, it just smells different. So it's 4 times the size as our 2 ounce, and it's $5 cheaper than our 2 ounce right now. So if you want to get it, that would be a really great price. All right. So the next style for growth, like I said, we're going from easiest to hardest. So protective styles are the easier because while you're in the protective style, there's nothing really that you need to be doing. So the next ones I would say is any sort of like manipulated style. So like twist outs. Twist outs / braid outs. Anything like that. You know, bantu knots, anything with stretch hair, anything where you're not adding extra hair in it, but your hair is still out. So mini twists will be like in the protective style category, but twist outs like this is in this category. And again, somebody asked me about my hair. So my hair is 8 days old in the twist out. I have not added anything to wash my hair. I use the entire line. So yeah. Yes, pregnant women can use the line, unless you have something specific with your doctor that said otherwise. So, or you have some sort of condition that would prevent you from using it. Is there a bundle sale? I need to buy all I'm using your products and start my hair journey. So we just did a sale in the bundle. I'm not sure if we're gonna do another one. I'm gonna need like a couple more likes for that, but we need 50,000 likes for a giveaway. So you guys tap that screen, okay? Tap the screen. So tips to prevent breakage when taking down protective styles, specifically braids or island twists. So number one, if the style is installed incorrectly, that is going to be not fun and that can cause a lot of breakage. So make sure you're going to somebody that knows what they're doing, or you know what you're doing when you're doing your hair. Number two, you want to make sure that your hair you're taking your time detangling. You're going to have a lot of shed hair come out, you're going to have a lot of twists and tangles come out, etc. So you want to make sure that you are taking your time with detangling, start from the ends, work your way up to the roots, etc. Okay? All right, so again, our oil is 40% off for the next 3 minutes. It is our 8 ounce oil. Once this is gone, it's gone. It's not coming back. So once we sell out of this, it's gone. This is from before we rebranded last year. So we had 2 products before we rebranded last year and came out with 4. We changed our name and everything. So this is before we did that, okay? So once it is gone, it's gone. It is almost sold out. It will not be available most likely by the end of the month. So if you want to grab it, I'm currently making it 40% off. So it is 4 times the size as our She's Made oil. Same formula, just a different scent. So, but it's currently cheaper than the 2 ounce, okay? All right. Let's see. I am gonna go to the next one. So twist outs and braid outs are cool. But the only thing is you want to make sure that you're doing small sections, keeping your hair hydrated, and whatever you're not wearing your hair out, put it up in a silk bonnet or scarf, etc. You don't want to be wearing your hair out just because or laying on it just because. Like, that's just a no-go, okay? The reason why my twist out lasted 8 days, number one, is because I use hydrating products, the line. Number two, because I have a good hair care routine when it comes to my twist outs. Literally, I do not manipulate my hair outside of just doing the twist out. So I'm not restyling it, I'm not redoing twists, I'm not slicking it back. my hair stays hydrated because I use the right products. And all I do is put it up in a loose ponytail with a silk scrunchie at night with a bonnet and a scarf. Sleep with that, wake up the next morning, take it down, shake it out, etc. I even work out. I worked out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and this morning. So I worked out and my hair still looks good. So there you go. So if you ever sweat and stuff like that, that's also gonna be good for this as well. So you just wanna make sure that your hair is hydrated and is done correctly. Okay, last style. So like I said, easiest to hardest is the big bad wash and go. So you can grow your hair wearing wash and goes. You can grow your hair wearing wash and goes, but wash and goes will require the most caution because when your hair is in its natural state, you're more likely to get single strand knots, tangles, dryness, etc. So you have to make sure when you do wash and goes, you do them correctly. You have to make sure your hair is hydrated, number one, in wash and goes. A lot of people just use gel in their wash and goes, and I don't believe in that, especially things like extreme gel. Extreme gel is not hydrating at all. So gels and all that, you have to make sure you're adding something hydrating underneath. That's why I always do the leave-in butter before I put on any styler, gel, twisting cream, mousse, etc. to keep your hair hydrated. But with wash and goes, you just have to be very careful about your maintenance routine. That's it. All right. So this is a hair growth Q&A. So anything you want to ask me today, ask me. We don't have a specific script today. I have these 3 questions up here to just start us off. So if you wanted to get the answers to any of them, we just answer number 2. Again, any style you do for your natural hair will help it grow. It's just about your technique. Okay, that's just it. Oh, somebody asked me this. They asked me how do you grow your hair as far as just starting out? So this is kind of what we did in episode 1. So this is the only routine that will grow hair. Only routine for hair growth. This is the only routine that will work. Every single person that you see that has long natural hair, they do this routine. They have their own little variation of it, but the basics are the same. So there are 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Oh, that's too low, but it's okay. Everybody that has long natural hair does this. So I'm about to drop gems, okay? All right, let's go ahead and do another flash sale before I get started on that. We're going to go ahead and do our leave-in butter. Gonna go ahead and give you guys 30% off today on the leave-in butter. 30% off. This is the last sale we will have until Monday. So if you want to grab it before the weekend, especially because there might be a chance it will be out of stock. We are very, very low in stock of this, and we usually sell more on the weekends. So I'm anticipating on Monday we might not have any. So if you want to grab it, I would grab it now. I'm gonna make it 30% off. So let me fix it. I keep messing this thing up. Hold on. 30% off on the leave-in butter. All right, there we go. Let me go ahead and pin it. If it's not pinned, it is pinned. All right, so we're good. 30% off on our leave-in butter. What did I just knock over? So if you want to grab it, go ahead and grab it. And again, this leave-in butter is the reason why my twist out is 8 days old and still looks amazing. I gotta get the white paper for you guys. You already know. I just need y'all to see how good this definition is. Do y'all see this? It's day 8 and each strand is still defined. I don't know if y'all can tell. Each strand is still defined. Each piece that has been separated is not a huge frizzy mess. It is all still super defined. Why? Because of the leave-in butter, it helps to add hydration to my hair. Hydrated hair always lasts longer, okay? And hydrated hair also grows. Okay, but here's the only routine for hair growth. If you do this, you're guaranteed hair growth. If you don't do this, you're guaranteed to be bald-headed. That's just it. If you want to be bald-headed, ignore me. If you want to grow hair, this is it. Every single person that has long hair does this, okay? This is the basic foundational stuff that natural hair influencers or whoever just apparently hasn't told you. So this is the only routine for hair growth, the only one. So the first step, I'm writing a different color. First step. Products, okay? Products are important in your routine if you want to grow your hair. You need products that work for you, okay? I personally could not find products that work for me, so I made my own. And because I am a STEM major and I have 2 degrees, I decided, hey, I know how to do this. I know chemistry, I know all that. Let me do it. So that's kind of how we went, okay? So products are important. Your products are not miracles though. So your products will work for growing your hair, but they are tools. Most people, this is why their hair is short. They stop at 1. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all 2 and 3, but they only do 1. You have to understand, products do matter to your hair care routine, but they're not the full picture. Okay, a lot of people grow their hair thinking that if they can just do this, that's it. You will not have long hair like that. So products matter though. So my entire line matter. My hair would not be as long as it is if I did not have my products, because I formulated my products for tighter hair textures because we just did not have them in the industry. The natural hair industry still caters to curly hair. So if you have a difficult time finding products that work for you, that's not really your fault. There's not a lot of things available for us, so I wanted you to have a one-stop shop. That's why this product, when I first posted it, went viral. I was making my own products for years before I ever got on social media and had long hair, okay? Well, I had long hair, but I meant like before I got on social media with long hair and I had to regrow it on social media. So yeah, so the leave-in butter is 30% off if you want to grab it. We are almost sold out of this leave-in butter. I'm not even joking with you guys. It's our most popular product. We've sold thousands of units because it is so effective at keeping your hair hydrated. Products matter. If you want to grow your hair, you need products that work for you. I'm not even lying. That is the only way you're really going to see some effective growth, if you have products. But that is not the only thing. The second thing that you need is methods, okay? So, products matter. I'm not saying that they don't. You need products that work for your hair. If you don't have products that work for your hair, you will be bald-headed, 100%. But methods also matter too. If you do not know how to take care of your hair, it doesn't matter how good your products are, your hair will not grow. Why? Because length retention, which is truly how you see longer hair, comes from products, but it also comes from methods. So that means your wash day routine has to be good. Okay, your styling routine has to be good. The reason why I can wear my hair out and grow it is because I know how to make my twist out last 8 days. Why? Because I use proper products and I also have a very good twist out routine. That's why. So the products matter. Without the leave-in butter in my hair, my twist out would not have lasted 8 days. But at the same time, my twist out routine is very good also to help my hair last longer. I use smaller sections whenever I do my twist. I leave it in until it's fully dry, sometimes multiple days, because the longer your hair stays in twist, the longer it will lock into that twist out shape. And I know how to separate my hair. I know how to have a good twist out, okay? So products matter, but so do methods, okay? So you have to know how to care for your hair. So it's not just what you use on your hair, it's what you do to your hair. That also matters, okay? And then the last one, this is the one that people don't even reach because they just focus on products. They never even get to methods to get to number 3, is time, okay? I'm gonna write it up here. It takes a long time to grow hair. In fact, I'm just gonna tell y'all how long. So everybody grows about ½ an inch a month. Okay? ½ an inch a month. That is 6 inches a year. So that means that if you want waist length hair, it's gonna take you about 3 to 5 years to get waist length hair. There's no way around that, okay? When I got my hair cut off by that lady that did my silk press in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 4 years later, I am back to waist length because it takes 3 to 5 years to grow waist length hair. So I'm right on track. So that means by the time I'm 30, I definitely will have like hip length, butt length hair, but it takes time. Okay, it'd be unrealistic for me to say my hair is going to be at my hip by the end of the year. That's just not possible. So if you want waist length hair, it's going to take you about 3 to 5 years. If you want hip length hair, it's going to take you about 5 to 7 years, okay? Depending on your routine. And that's if you don't have any setbacks and if you're consistent. So this is the only way that you will see longer hair. You have to have products that work for you, methods that work for you, and you have to have patience. There's no way to speed up the timeline. I wish there was, because I would have told y'all, but there is no way to speed up the timeline, okay? It's just not gonna happen. I do have a twist out tutorial on YouTube. I will be posting my first YouTube video on Sunday on my personal page after 4 months of taking a break. All right, 14 minutes left on our leave-in butter flash sale. It is 30% off. It is almost sold out, you guys. And so we have a limited amount that we can have in the flash sale. So once those many products are sold, it will be gone. We're about 50% of the way there, and we have an hour left in the live stream. So if you want to grab the leave-in butter, go ahead, because we only have a certain amount that we can sell today in the flash sales. So if you want one, I would go ahead and grab it before it is gone. We might end the live stream a little bit early because y'all, I am so tired. I've been working like 50-hour weeks for like the last 3 weeks. It's been insane. All right, so give me a number, any number, or ask a question in the chat and we will answer. What question do you want me to answer next? Let me know. 1, 2, 3, or ask me your own. If you would like me to answer something, let your girl know. Let me know. All right, let's see. We have about 80 people in this live that have the leave-in butter in their carts right now. Like I said, it is almost sold out. We have a limited number of how many we can sell today on flash sales because we are almost sold out. So if you want to grab it, I would grab it now. Okay. Are your products all natural? Our products are FDA approved, okay? So there are certain things that you need in your products, for example, to make sure that they don't go bad quickly. But there is nothing in here that is harmful, toxic, etc. I've been using these products for over the past about a year and a half, and my hair is flourish and thrive. Anything that I sell to y'all, I use on myself. So if there's a problem with anything in the products, that's on me. I feel like a lot of people, so the natural hair community demonizes a lot of things that aren't bad for you. For example, sulfates are not bad for your hair. I just saw an AI video saying that. Our shampoo is sulfate free, but none of our products have sulfates not because they're bad, but because the perception is bad. And sometimes perception is greater than the truth. If you have a sulfate shampoo that you like, use it, okay? Don't get rid of it because people think sulfates are bad. Sulfates are drying. That's why you just formulate them in a hydrating formula to make sure that your hair doesn't stay dry afterwards. But they're supposed to strip your hair. That's because they clean it. But yeah. Is your shampoo a clarifying shampoo? Yes. So our shampoo is going to clarify and hydrate. So it's a 2-in-1. It clarifies and it hydrates. It will give you a very, very, very nice cleanse, but it will also make sure that your hair stays hydrated so you're not stripped. You should not have to sacrifice moisture to get a good clean, okay? I am so sick and tired of the natural hair community dismissing type 4 hair. Let me go on a rant really quick. I don't understand why people get why they act like it's a crime to have a tighter hair texture, and I'm so sick of it. That's honestly why my line started, was because I'm sitting over here, 18 years old, trying to, 16, 17, trying to grow my hair. I grew up in a predominantly white area, so the only people that I saw had long hair that were of color were biracial, and I guess because they just never had to get relaxers, I'm over here thinking that I can have long hair because my hair is tight, right? And so I'm going into the stores, I'm going into the Sephora's and the Sally's and the Targets back in 2017 trying to find products that work for my hair. I'm buying products every single week and nothing is working. And that's when I'm like, okay, my hair this cannot be my hair issue. Every single thing I'm buying is just not giving me what I want. So what is going on? And then I finally realized it's just because the natural hair, and I've had talks with my own manufacturer about this, and he's one of the top manufacturers in the natural hair industry. Natural hair, they're not making products for you. That's why I made my own line. I made my line for me, okay? The only reason I started selling it was because y'all asked me to. And if y'all remember back in 2021, my first viral video was of the leave-in butter. That's why it's our most popular product. We sold so many, thousands of units of this because this was the one thing that I had posted on my social media platforms back in 2017, and it went viral like bananas. 4.5 million views. It literally started my journey as a content creator because people are like, dang, I made this and it worked. I don't feel like making it because it's kind of complicated. Sell it. And I'm like, I really don't want to sell it. I mean, I make an oil too. I don't really want to sell it. And they're like, no, you need to sell it. So I started selling it, and then I realized that so many people were impacted. I just saw a video the other day. It almost made me tear up of somebody basically saying they were scared to try our line because they've been seeing us, and so their friend was like, well, I have some products, let me send them to you and you can try them, and then you'll before you spend your money. She tried them. She's like, oh my goodness. She's like, I've been trying for years to find stuff for my hair. I use these products and it just and she has type 4 hair. That's what I want everybody to experience. You shouldn't have to suffer just because you have a tighter hair texture. The same way in the makeup industry, you shouldn't have to suffer just because you have a darker skin tone. You should have the same way now they're making foundations for y'all or not the way that they should, but they are starting to, because they saw, stuff happens to us now. There are consequences for not being diverse, and they're also we actually can make money off of this. They're not at that point in the natural hair industry. the equivalent of the natural hair industry right now is the same equivalent as like 10 years ago when makeup brands were still comfortable just making like dark cocoa and brownie as foundation shades, and that's it. That's how the natural hair industry is right now. Every single majority of the products that you see in the natural hair industry are catered to curly hair. They are not catered to our tighter hair textures. If a product in the industry that you saw worked for you, it was because it just was a happy accident. They always make, a lot of times they will purposely make a formula that they know isn't the best for tighter hair textures, but because if they made it good for tighter hair textures, it wouldn't be good for curly hair. So they picked the curly hair over you. And that's not fair. That's cool if it's like one or two lines. It's like every single line. So until the industry diversifies itself, I'm filling the gap because I'm sick of having products that don't work for my hair, so I made them myself. Because just because you have 4A, 4B, or 4C doesn't mean you deserve to have dry, crunchy hair that just never grows. That's why the line is a hydrating line, because I don't play that. Like, that is just not, it's just not giving, and I'm just not doing that. So yeah, that's my rant. So if you have tighter hair, I'm teaching you how to grow your hair because we don't have enough representation, not because people aren't out there, but because our videos still get suppressed by the algorithm. The whole thing on TikTok a few months ago where when they had like the hair types and our category wasn't even on there, that's a great example of how social media works. They are suppressing creators with tighter hair textures. Makes me mad. So that's why I'm going back to natural hair content on my personal pages, because I realized a lot of us don't have a voice, and a lot of us have a voice, but it's being suppressed. And I'm one of the only, natural hair influencers out there, one of the few that have tighter hair textures and have a larger platform. So why not teach you what you're not seeing as far as to grow your hair? Because your hair is not a problem. You can grow your hair. I know you don't believe that, but you can grow your hair. You're not the problem, the industry is. They make you think that your hair is a problem when reality is they're not making products for you. And they're not teaching you what you should do. They're just saying put an oil on your scalp and your hair will grow, knowing that's not true. And you buy it and you spend hundreds of dollars and you're just stuck. So you probably got to the point, or you're at the point that I was a few years ago where I was like, this is not acceptable. Like, there's no way that my hair is just like terrible and it just can't grow and it just never looks good. It always feels dry. There has to be something wrong, something missing, because there's no way that this is just like the end. And so that's kind of what I want to do, is kind of let you guys know you can grow hair. The reason why your hair is short is just because you just have never known how, and you never had the tools. You've never had the resources, the routine, the education, and the products. So hopefully that's something that, I can provide. Shamara, what question would you like me to answer on the board? I will answer it for you if you give me a number, okay? Best hairstyles for growth. So we kind of talked about this. That's a trick question. So if you want to know the best hairstyle for hair growth, every style you do can grow your hair. It's about how you do it. There are times where I wear protective styles. There are times where I just want to wear my hair out. There are times where I love wash and go. There are times where I love mini twists. My hair has grown consistently throughout the years regardless, because I know how to do my hair for each of these stages. I will just say, if you want to rank them from easiest to retain length to hardest, not because it's difficult, but just because it requires more maintenance, protective styling, then twist styles, braid outs, stretch styles, anything like that, then wash and goes. That's it. You can grow your hair any way you want to. It's just about being specific. For example, if I wear a protective style, I know that all I have to do is make sure my hair is very hydrated before I enter the style, and I don't have to do anything for like 6 weeks. And then I have to make sure that I do a really good detangling routine when I take my hair down, do a really good deep condition, add moisture, etc. after the style, and I'm good to go. When I do a twist out, I have to make sure that I don't go longer than, 3 or 4 weeks. Gotta wash my hair more consistently. Gotta make sure that my sections are smaller. I'm really adding hydration, etc. Okay? All right, how to grow edges. Mine thinned out due to tight braids. So here is the thing. You will grow your edges the same way that you grow your hair. Number 1, stop doing your edges every single day, okay? That is too much manipulation. You don't need to be doing that. Number 2, stop doing styles that are too tight and pulling your edges out. Number 3, keep your edges hydrated, not with an oil. Oils alone are not going to grow your edges the way that oil on your scalp doesn't grow your hair. Add a little bit of water to your fingertips, add it to your edges, add some oil, add it on top. That's it. Your edges will grow back in time unless you have like alopecia where your follicles are messed up, because like traction alopecia or something. But most people, if your edges thinned out or whatever because of a style or whatever, take care of your edges the same way you take care of your hair. All right, 4 minutes left on that leave-in butter flash sale. We are almost sold out. So if you want to get 30% off, then please go ahead and grab that. If you're on YouTube, that will be on our TikTok live. At 50K likes, we will do a giveaway. So if you want a free product, that will be a great opportunity to go ahead and get you a free product. So tap the screen, 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 tap the screen. I'm dropping gems, so everybody should give me, I'm 26, so everybody should tap it 26 times. I feel like that's fair. So everybody tap it 26 times so we can get 50K likes and so we can go ahead and get our giveaway going. All right? Okay, so somebody said, do you guys have a spritz or spray for your hair for moisturizing between shampoos? So here's the thing. Our products are so effective, you don't need to use them often. That's why when people ask us to increase sizes, I say no, because you should not be running out quickly. Sometimes people think that the more you use products, the more effective it is. No, the less you use the products. If you use these products less often, that means that you know they're working. Our products are designed to keep your hair hydrated. So because hair thrives when it's not touched, when it's left alone. That's why I can wear my twist out, and it's been 8 days. I haven't had to do anything to my hair aside from putting it up and putting it down every single night in a loose ponytail. Why? Because I use the line. It keeps my hair hydrated. And so because of that, I'm not going to use these products again, probably till I wash it. Well, when am I washing my hair? Friday. So almost next Friday. So like 2 weeks. So that's why it takes me so long to run out, because I only use it when I wash my hair, because there is no need to use it in between, because it keeps my hair hydrated from wash day to wash day. And that's where the real lip retention happens, because there's really no moment where my hair is dry enough to break, because the line keeps my hair hydrated until my next wash day. Repeat the process, start the hydration over again like that. So that's why there's no like sprays or spritzes. If you are doing your hair correctly and if your products work, you will not need to be using them on a daily basis for sure, but really like until you wash your hair. That's the goal. The goal is to be able to wash your hair, style it, and be able to leave it alone until you wash your hair again. That's all. That's all. That is my hair routine. So when people ask me my hair routine for growth, I use the line, wash my hair, style my hair however, do nothing to it except for put it up every single night until it's time to wash it again, and I repeat the process. So there is no daily or weekly thing that I do. I'm telling you guys, my twist out is 8 days old. 8 days old, over a week old. I have done nothing to my hair in the past week except for put it up and put it back down. Why? Because I develop products that keep my hair hydrated. I have a routine that keeps my hair hydrated, so that's how it works. If your products work well, you should not be using them often. If you have to use a product every single day to keep your hair hydrated, the product is not keeping your hair hydrated. That's why the leave-in butter is designed to extend how long your hair is. Because I use the leave-in butter, my hair will stay hydrated until I wash it again, which will be next week. So that'll be almost 2 weeks with this twist out in, and I'll have to do nothing to it, okay? What do you recommend for low porosity curls? Very simple. So, quick test. If you spray water on your hair and you can literally see the beads sitting on top, you have low porosity. If that doesn't happen to you, you either have high porosity or medium. Most likely you have high porosity, okay? So for low porosity, your best friend is heat. Water has a difficult time getting into your hair. Heat softens that and opens it up. So when you deep conditioning, use heat. Before you apply your products for your styles or whatever, spray your hair with some warm water, okay? That all will help. If you have high porosity, you struggle to keep moisture in. So using products like this that have occlusives formulated in them, so oils and butters, that helps to lock moisture in is tea. Deep conditioning is tea. That will help you to retain more moisture, okay? So conditioning and all that. Also low manipulation for high porosity is also good, because the more you touch your hair, the more moisture it loses. So if you can do styles that will keep your hair away from being touched, that's also awesome. Okay. Somebody said, I'm cutting my hair into a short bob. I want to start over and stop being lazy with my hair. Here's the thing. I grew my hair being lazy. Okay, let me show you guys a lazy girl hair growth routine. Like, if you want to grow your hair, but be super, super lazy, like, I'm talking, like, nothing, this is how you do it. I did this for, like, the first, really, honestly, so I've been chopping 2017. So from 2017 till 2021, so right before I got on social media, this is my routine. Like, I rarely, like, touched my hair. I wore my hair out in those, like, 3 or so years, maybe, like, 4 or 5 times. This is how you can grow your hair being lazy. You do not have to do your hair often. Now, once I got on social media, I had to start doing my hair more because I need to put out content. But before then, like all throughout college, I grew my hair to waist length and with this routine. So, lazy, here's lazy routine to grow waist length hair. Waist length. I don't know if that's 1 or 2 words. Alright, so here's my lazy routine to grow waves in hair. It's so simple, okay? Very, very simple. Alright, let me go ahead and get you guys another flash sale really quick before we do that. Gonna go back to the bundle because somebody asked me to do the bundle one more time. Like I said, we're almost sold out, but for y'all. And again, 50K likes, and we will do a giveaway. So we're like 20K there. So if y'all want a giveaway, tap that screen. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys 30% off on the bundle. But I think before we did 20, so we'll bump it up a bit and we'll do 30% off on the bundle. So let me go ahead and set that up right now. 30% off on the bundle. Let me see how I'm gonna do this. All right. All right, cool. 30% off on the bundle starting right now. So this is the lazy routine to grow your hair, to grow wasting hair. So if you don't want to do anything to your hair but the bare minimum, you can 100% grow your hair, barely touch it, etc. This is the laziest way you can do it. You do not have to be like your natural hair influencers on social media that are doing their hair all the time. You can if you want to, but you don't. Okay. So the first thing, first thing is protective styling. That is the only way you can realistically wear your hair and be lazy and grow it. Why? Because protective styles do not require you to do your hair often. So if you're lazy and don't like doing your hair, don't want to do your hair, only want to do it when it's necessary, protective styles are going to be your way to go. When I was in college, right, like I said, from 2017 to 2021, this is before I got on social media, I grew wasting hair doing this routine. I stayed in protective styles. So my freshman year, I wore my hair out for like a few months. This because I big chopped right before I went to college, so I wore my hair out, and then once I got tired of it, started protective styling. So my freshman year, I think I did like braids and wigs in between. My sophomore year, all of sophomore year, I was in wigs back to back to back. Back to back to back. Like I would wear a wig for 4 weeks, take my hair down, wash it on the weekend, put a wig back on. Like protective styling, protective styling. Why? Because with protective styling, you do not need to touch your hair during the style. You just have to make sure that you prep your hair properly. So that is always going to be a good way to go. When I was a junior in college, I wore braids back to back to back to back. I would wear braids for like 4 or 5 weeks, then I would disappear for a weekend, come back, braid. I would do braids myself. So everything, okay? And then after that, I graduated, so I didn't have a senior year. So protective styling. Now, the key with the protective styling is I use the leave-in butter, okay? I use the leave-in butter when I protective style to keep my hair hydrated for the duration of the style. I also had a very good wash day routine for protective styles. Protective styles only work in this method if you prep your hair properly with a good wash day routine. That's why I always recommend a hydrating wash day routine, okay? Then you apply and remove the styles correctly, and you have a good post-protective style routine, okay? So hydration is going to be your best friend with protective styles. That's how you get the actual protective of the style. So the line is great for hydration. It's 30% off. This will be the last, this will be the last sale of the evening. It may not be in stock on Monday, and we're not going live again the rest of this week. So if you want to grab it, go ahead. 50K likes and we will do a giveaway. All right, so but protective styles is the only way realistically that you can do your hair and be lazy, because you do the work and then you leave it alone for weeks, and then you do the work again. So with this, I was only washing my hair and really doing my actual, like touching my natural hair, maybe once a month, okay? Maybe once every 6 weeks. But this is the only realistic way is protective styles, okay? Next. Number 2, if you want to be lazy, it's like the bare minimum. You have to be really good at keeping your hair hydrated. Because if you wear a protective style for 6 weeks and your hair is dry the entire time, you're going to get a lot of damage. Versus somebody who maybe does a twist out for a week and their hair is dry, right? But then they go back and wash it again. So they don't have as much time spent in their style, so they can afford to not have as much moisture, make a mistake, etc. With protective styling, you really can't do that, okay? So you have to make sure you keep your hair hydrated. Like, that's very important. That's why I like the line, because it will help you to keep your hair hydrated. It not only adds water, all 3 of the products except for the oil. So the shampoo, the mask, and the leave-in butter, the first ingredient is water. So it has a high water content, which means it will be sufficient enough to hydrate your hair, but it's also formulated with oils and butters that help to lock your hair in. Nothing greasy or weigh down, but it's going to help lock the moisture in. So I always make sure that if I'm doing a protective style, I am washing my hair with this line, and I'm using that leave-in butter to make sure that my hair stays hydrated. Again, you cannot play with protective styles, because you're basically, once you do what you do, like for example, let's say you do your hair and then you go get your hair braided, you are stuck in those braids for like 4 weeks to 8 weeks, right? So if your hair is not on point, like in those braids, that's 4 to 8 weeks that your hair is sitting not in the state that it needs to be, and that's making the damage worse as weeks and weeks go by. So if your hair is dry in braids, because you didn't, like if you go get braids, right, and you're gonna wear them for 2 months, and you did not put any product in your hair is dry for 2 months. Do you understand how bad that is to just have dry hair for 2 months? And then you are like, oh, braids don't work for me, I get so much breakage. Your hair has been breaking for 2 months because of the dryness. Versus somebody who wears a wash and go, right? Let's say their hair is super dry in a wash and go. But you only wear wash and go, what, for like a week or two? So their hair is dry, but it's not gonna be dry for 8 weeks. They have a chance to redo it and fix it, etc. With protective styles, you're stuck. So that's why it's important, if you're gonna be lazy, which you can. I protective style back to back for 3 years. Then my hair went to wasteland. You have to make sure that you keep your hair hydrated. Like, that's just a non-negotiable. You do not want your hair stuck in braids or a wig for a month, 6 weeks, etc. dry. That will cause you to have short hair. Like, that will be a huge back step in your hair growth journey. So if you can keep your hair hydrated by having a hydrating line that keeps your hair hydrated, having a hydrating routine, deep condition before you get protective styles, add product to your hair before you go and get them braids, right? Steam your hair, do whatever you gotta do. Keep your hair hydrated so that when you apply those protective styles, your hair is hydrated for the entire time, and that right there will make sure that you retain length. So that's number 2. Number 3, this one's just as important. Again, I did this routine for 3 years, and when I came on social media, I had waistline hair. This was my life before I ever became a hair influencer. She's made anything. This is what I did to my hair. I rarely wore my hair. Maybe in those 3 years, I probably wore my hair out maybe like 3 times, like once a year. I was not wearing my natural hair. Number 3. Hopefully it's not too low for y'all to see. All right, number 3 is trims. I cannot express this enough, okay? Trims. Same thing with hydration, right? So when you are protective styling, you do not need to trim as often, but you still need to trim. If you go into a protective style with hella split ends, that's just gonna get worse over the next 2 months if you're sitting in them braids, and then you're gonna have to cut out way more than if you did when you trim, if you trimmed before. So before you get a protective style, check. If you need a trim, do a trim. If you don't, okay. When you take out the protective style, check before you put another one in. If your ends have a lot of split ends, especially because we usually blow dry or stretch our hair before getting protective styles, great option. So check. If you have like a half an inch of just split ends look raggedy and crooked, trim it. It will grow right back by the time you take the protective style out again. So these 3 things, this is the laziest, most bare minimum way to grow long hair. I did this for 3 years. It will work. But you got to do each of them. You cannot be lazy if you're gonna wear your hair out. Sorry. You will have to do your hair more often if you wear it out, because it gets dry faster. That's it. So if you want to be lazy and want to barely touch your hair but still have super long hair, protective styling is the only way you're gonna be able to achieve that, okay? If you want to protective style successfully, you gotta keep your hair hydrated. You gotta make sure that you're trimming whenever your hair needs to be trimmed. Because once your hair is in that protective style, there's really nothing you can do unless you want to waste your money and take it out. So if you're gonna wear braids for 2 months, before you get them braids, make sure that your hair is trimmed. If it does need to be trimmed, cool. If it does, trim it. Make sure that your hair is hydrated. Please do not go get braids with nothing in your hair. Your hair will break off, okay? Make sure whoever is doing your hair knows what they're doing. You know how many naturals get set back because they had a bad protective style? And I'm not trying to like scare or fearmonger y'all. I successfully protective styled for years, okay? It's not difficult, but you gotta just make sure that everything you do is on point, because your hair is basically gonna be stuck for, I don't know, weeks, okay? So you just wanna make sure you do it right. So that is a lazy way to grow long hair, okay? Very lazy, but very achievable. Okay, so that's just it. All right, so let's see. 11 and a half minutes left on the bundle. It is 30% off. This will be the last flash sale for the bundle. So if you want to grab the bundle, it is 30% off. I have the entire line in my hair. I wash my hair with a refresh shampoo. I deep condition with a deep hydration mask. I mix in a few drops of our essential hair oil, and then I have the leave-in butter currently in my hair. I'm on day 8 of my twist out. Let me get the white paper again so y'all can see this definition. I'm gonna do this side. I'll do the front this time. Why not do the front? Do y'all see 8 days? Each strand is still defined. Like, there is no frizz, there is no puffiness. Well, a little bit at the ends, but y'all can see it's still clearly defined. Why? Because my hair is hydrated, okay? That's why the line is so effective. Your hair should be looking like this on day 8. If it doesn't look like that, you either don't have the right routine or right products or some sort of combination of both, okay? Look, defined. The reason why this one's smaller because I separated it 8 days ago. That's why it's smaller, not because of frizz, okay? Look, let me grab another piece. Look at that, still defined. Did you see my roots are the only thing that's puffy because I work out, but everything else is still 100% defined. Why? Because I have the right products and I have the right routine. I teach you the routine, I give you the products. It's a partnership, okay? So, again, if you don't want to be bald-headed in 2026, I can help you have longer hair, but it's 2 parts. You gotta have products that work for you, whether ours or whoever else's. I make it easy by giving you the products and give you sales and discounts on them, but whatever products you want to use are fine. Just keep in mind, the natural hair industry does not make products catered to type 4 hair. That's why our line exists, but it's up to you, okay? What happened to the leave-in butter? I'm almost out. I don't see it on your website anymore. Our leave-in butter is currently active on our website. In fact, I can pin it right now so you can see that it is currently active and available. So I'm not quite sure. If you're talking about the hydrating hair butter, that has been discontinued for over a year. So that is not a product that we have available anymore. So there you go. All right. Yeah, I'm just like double checking. Yeah, it's on the website. So I think you're talking about the hydrating hair butter. That is, so that would be that in the oil. That has been discontinued because it is leave-in butter. So we just rebranded, different packaging. Yeah, all right, 9 minutes left on that bundle. So again, have the entire bundle of my hair. We have about 50 people that have it in their cart. Not all of you are gonna be able to purchase. We don't have that many in stock for the flash sales. So if you wanna make sure that you don't miss out on it, I'm telling you, like, we're about we're 75% of the way through all the bundles that we have available to sell for today. And then after that, we're basically done with the bundles for a few weeks because we will be sold out of them. So if you want to get the bundle, I would grab it now at 30% off. That is the best price you're going to get. We're not having any more sales on our website till Valentine's Day. The bundle will not be available on Valentine's Day. So if you want to grab the bundle, now would be your chance. And again, once we get to 50,000 likes, we'll do a giveaway. If you guys want a giveaway, 50,000 likes. We're almost there. Where are we at? Like 39K? Yeah, we're like 39K. So if you want a giveaway, that'll be your opportunity. So today we are talking about hair growth Q&A. Anything you want to ask me, you can ask me. I had these 3 questions just to start us off, but I just talked about the way to grow your hair if you're super, super lazy. So if you want to grow your hair and you're super, super lazy, then that would be your time and your opportunity, all right? Okay. All right. Let me see. All right. So if you don't have type 4 hair, any suggestions? Our products will work for looser hair textures, but it's kind of the opposite. So in the natural hair industry, they make products mainly for curly hair, and then if it just happens to work for coily hair, cool. We do the opposite. We make products for coily hair, tighter hair textures, but they will work for looser hair textures as well. And it's for all porosities, all thicknesses, densities, etc. So no worries on that end for my type 4 girlies. All right. So let's see. Somebody asked about shrinkage. So let's talk about shrinkage. That's a good question. Let's talk about shrinkage. All right. That was not okay. All right, let's talk about shrinkage. I like this question. Let's talk about how to get rid of shrinkage. Get rid of shrinkage. All right. So there are a few ways you can do this. Okay? First way is to stretch your hair. So there are many ways that you can stretch your hair. You can blow dry your hair and then do your style. You can dry your hair in twists, undo the twist, then do your style, or braids. They have like hair waves, etc. You can stretch your hair after you style it. You can do the banding method, whatever you want to do. But stretching is a great way to get rid of shrinkage. Now, mind you, everything I'm about to tell you is not a permanent solution. You will never, ever, ever get rid of shrinkage. In fact, a lot of people think that when your hair is short, right, this is what it is. But you think that when your hair gets longer, it gets heavier, so it gets looser. That's not the case at all. So if this is how long, so your hair, I'll say it like this. If your hair shrinks up 75%, it will always shrink up 75% of its length, no matter how long it is. So of course that means if you have, 18 inches of hair versus 6 inches of hair, you're gonna have hair that looks longer, of course. Like my hair right now, it's shrinking up about 75%, 75% of my hair length, right? It's done that since I could remember. It's just that I have more hair now, so my shrinkage is not gonna take me up here. It takes me down here. In fact, I always say a great sign that you have long hair is when your hair is touching your shoulders comfortably. So we have finally reached the long hair point, okay? So, but stretching is the only way to really get rid of shrinkage in your styles. Another way, actually, what is another way you can get rid of that? That is the only way. I thought I had more points. Stretching your hair is really the only way to get rid of shrinkage. Or relax it, perm it, etc. But outside of that, nothing else. I know people do like jerry curls and stuff now. I don't know. So they call something different, but it's a jerry curl. So if you want to do that, awesome. I mean, I wouldn't. All right. So let us see. Oh, somebody else asked me really quickly. So I talked about the lazy routine. So let's talk about 3 things that guarantee growth. Things that guarantee growth. All right, there are 3 things that guarantee growth. 2 and 3. Every single person that has long natural hair does these things, and this is why their hair is long. If your hair is not long, it's because you don't do these things. So if you do these things, your hair will be long. Now, mind you, every single thing is necessary. It's not 1 or 3 or 2 and 4. No, it's not even 4. 2 and 1, whatever. It is all these things. All these things are what's going to guarantee growth. 3.5 minutes left on our bundle. That's the last bundle we're going to do for the flash sale. I don't think it will be in stock on Monday, so if you want to grab the bundle at a cheaper price, go ahead. We will not be live for the rest of the week. So if you want to grab the bundle, grab it now. The entire bundle is in my hair. My twist out is 8 days old. Our entire routine has, for the past, since I've had the product longer than y'all, so over a year at this point, I've been very consistent. I've used the Refresh shampoo to cleanse my hair, the deep hydration mask to deep condition. I am a huge advocate for deep conditioning. The leave-in butter is always in my hair. I've used it every single time I've done my hair, okay? So if you want to grab it, it is 30% off. This will be the last flash sale for the bundle. I don't think it will be in stock on Monday, so if you want to grab it, now will be the time. This is the last sale we'll have for the rest of the week. Okay, so things that guarantee growth. Number 1, this one should be obvious. Most people know this, okay? Products, okay? Your hair will not grow if you don't have products that work for your hair. Plain and simple. And I feel like some people struggle with this because, again, the natural hair industry does not make products for type 4 hair. So we're an afterthought. So if the product happens to work for you, awesome, but you're never like the priority when they go into like their formulating room. They're like, we gotta make sure this works for like our type 3s, our like curly girls, right? So you might struggle to find products that work for your hair. You can try our line, specifically catered to type 4 hair. Textured, a lot of people like the bundle. That's our second most popular thing that we sell, which is all the products together, because people like to have the entire system, the entire regimen. We have quite a few people that have this in their cart right now, so if you want to grab it again, this will be the last time that it is on sale. It will be sold out most likely on Monday. We are not going live again for the rest of the week, so if you want to grab it at a discount, before it goes away, this will be the time to do it. I truly, honestly do not think we'll be in stock on Monday. We are very, very, very low in stock. We had an issue with our inventory. Our shipment is not, we don't know when our shipment's getting here. So if you want it, please grab it. You have about 60 seconds left, okay? We have a lot of people that have it in their cart, so if you want to grab it, I would go ahead and do it. Now, the products matter. If you don't have products that work for your hair, you won't be able to grow it. I would always suggest hydrating products. Again, hydration will always lead to growth. Dry hair will always lead to short hair. That's why hair growth oils are irrelevant, because hair growth oils do not solve dryness. So if you're using an oil but your hair is still dry, you're still gonna have short hair. Why? Because you cannot speed up how fast your hair grows, but you can control whether the hair that you grow is retained on your hair, aka length retention. So products do matter. You need products, I'm not denying that. But most people stop here, and that's why they don't see growth. Again, all three are necessary. Second thing that you would need to guarantee growth is, I'll do it good. Methods. So this will be like your wash day routines, your how you style your hair, your I'll just say like this is like what you do. And then products are what you use. So what you use, which is products, what you do. So a lot of people are like product junkies, cool, but they don't know how to wash their hair. So they think that their hair isn't growing because they haven't found the right products, but in all reality, you haven't been doing your hair. A lot of people don't know how to do their natural hair. A lot of people, that's why a lot of people fall for the trap of like the hair vitamins and the hair growth oils and the hair growth trends and the rice water, because they don't understand that's not how hair growth works. You have to take care of your head. You have to keep your hair hydrated. If your hair isn't hydrated, it won't grow. That comes, you keep your hair hydrated by having a good wash day routine, by understanding how to properly protective style, by understanding how to use your products. Like a lot of people don't know. You use this, why? Because it adds hydration and locks it in. If you don't lock in moisture, it will leave your hair very quickly. That's why your hair gets dry super fast. So what you do to your hair matters. A lot of people think that hair growth is just like one thing and you're done, and that's how hair grows. You won't marry somebody just because they're attractive, right? That plays a part in it for sure. God told us to be fruitful and multiply. I'm pretty sure he understands, because he's God, he made everything, that gotta be attracted to the person to want to be fruitful and multiply. So attraction matters, but that's not the only thing. You also look at his character, his relationship with his family, etc. So it's all these things combined. You wouldn't marry somebody if they're ugly, but at the same time, you wouldn't marry somebody just because they're attractive. So your hair doesn't grow without products, but it also won't grow if you just focus on products, okay? That might have been a bad analogy, but hopefully y'all get that. All right, so we're gonna move on to another flash. So are we at our giveaway? We're almost at our giveaway, you guys. 50,000 likes and we will do a giveaway. 50,000 likes and we'll do another giveaway. If you want a giveaway, that will be it, okay? So make sure that you get 50,000 likes. We are almost done with the live. We have about 20 minutes left. So if we can get 50,000 likes in like the next 6 or 7 or really 10 minutes, we'll be able to do a giveaway, you guys. But I'm gonna need y'all to tap that screen. If you want a free product, tap the screen. We're almost there. Tap the screen, 50,000 likes, we will do a giveaway. All right, so let me see what we got. All right, somebody did ask for our deep hydration mask. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a little flash sale on that. I'll give you guys 25% off on the mask. We are almost sold out of the mask as well. We're, like I said, our Black Friday restock shipments are delayed, so we are kind of struggling right now. So all of our products are very low in stock. So we might have few issues, but we'll try to make it work for you guys. All right, I'm gonna give you guys 25% off on the mask. So our mask is our leave-in butter, but in a different format. So if you like our leave-in butter, you will like our deep hydration mask. It will add hydration and lock it in. The only difference is you rinse it. So it adds moisture in your wash day routine. The leave-in butter adds moisture for your styling routine. That's basically it, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give you guys 25% off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, I'm gonna give you guys 10 minutes on that. While we go ahead, yeah, we're almost there. 50K likes, we'll do a giveaway. Almost there, you guys. Almost there. If we can get there in like 5 minutes, I can give you guys a full time of a 15-minute giveaway. So if you want a free product, please tap that screen. 50,000 likes, and we will do that. All right, let's see. We're almost there. Almost there. 50,000 likes for a giveaway. I literally have it set up right now. I am looking at it. I just have to click publish. So 50,000 likes, and we will do a giveaway. Everybody tap that screen. So to guarantee hair growth, products matter, methods matter. This is the most, well, it's not the most important thing. It is, but yeah, it is time. It takes years to grow long hair. If you spend your entire hair care, hair growth journey trying to speed up hair growth, your hair will always stay short because you cannot speed up how fast your hair grows. Everybody has a certain genetic predetermined amount of hair that they grow every single year. The average is about 6 inches. If you spend your time trying to make that number 8, 9, 10 inches, you will never get the 6 inches, and you'll probably only get like the 2 or the negative. But if you spend time just focusing on making sure when your hair grows at 6 inches, you're retaining it, that's how you see longer hair year after year. Because you go 6 inches the first year, then 12 the second year, then 18 the next year, then 24 the next year. And after 4 years, that's 2 feet of hair. You know how long 2 feet of hair is? What, like this? 2 feet of hair. Imagine that added to your head. That's where you get into like the waist length territory, etc. So you want to make sure you're retaining as much length as possible. Now, most people aren't going to retain the full 6 inches just because you have trims and things like that. But even then, like, let's just say you retain 4 inches. That doesn't seem like a lot, but 4 inches times 4 years is 16 inches of hair growth. That's like this much hair. Imagine that added onto your like silk press, right? That's why people get like waist length hair and stuff in 3 to 5 years, hip length hair in like, 5 to 7 years, right? Because they're retaining inches every single year. So you're not gonna get hip length hair like your favorite natural hair influencer in a year, which you will in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. So it takes time, but you can do it. All right, 50,000 likes. Let's go ahead and do the giveaway. Rules apply, so follow us. Comment whatever it says. Please click the bag first before you start commenting, otherwise it won't enter you. So our dehydration mask, 7.5 minutes. It is currently 25% off. 25% off for the dehydration mask. So it is the leave-in butter in a different font. So if you ever want to help your hair stay hydrated for longer than a few days, while your styling routine plays a part in that, your wash day routine does too. The deep hydration mask helps to keep your hair hydrated. It helps to instill moisture so that hydration lasts longer. So it actually works with the leave-in butter. That's why people like our bundle. All of our products are designed to work together. Each step is designed to add hydration to your hair. The shampoo, it clarifies, but it also hydrates your hair. The deep hydration mask is a super hydrating, intensive treatment. Especially in the wintertime, if you're not deep conditioning, I would highly encourage you to deep condition. If you have low porosity hair, this product is going to work best if you use heat. That gives your hair a chance to fully absorb it, okay? So, 15 minutes for our giveaway. Please, if you're just joining, enter our giveaway right here. Tap this right here if you would like a giveaway, all right? So today we're just kind of being chill. We're doing a hair growth Q&A, all right? Make sure that if you want to get a question answered, ask it in the chat. Let me know. I will answer anything that I can, anything that we have time for. So we just talked about things that guarantee growth, products, methods, and time. It takes years to grow long hair. You will not be able to speed that up. So stop trying to do everything you can to speed up hair growth. You will always have short hair. If you focus on speed and length, I know it's cliche, but if you focus on speed and length, your hair will always be short. If you focus on health, your hair will always be long. Okay, healthy hair is hydrated hair. Again, let me just write it down so we can have it in the background. I need to get another eraser so bad. This is leaving a residue. I don't know. So, hydration will always lead to growth. That's it. So if you do anything other than focusing on keeping your hair hydrated, your hair won't grow. That's it. Why? Hair growth oils on your scalp don't increase hydration. That's why hair growth oils have never worked for you, because they don't actually do anything. They don't fix the problem that is keeping your hair short. If your hair is short, it's dry, okay? So hair oils on your scalp don't stop dryness. So that's why your hair is so short. You're not solving the problem. Here's the issue. Hair is short because it is dry. So if anything that you're doing is not fixing dryness, it is pointless. Period. Okay? Anything that you're doing in your hair care routine that is not fixing this issue is pointless. Oils on your scalp do not fix this issue. That's why they don't work. They don't solve the actual problem. Your hair is short because it is dry. So anything that you're doing to fix dryness is helping you towards the problem to get longer hair. Dry hair is short. Hydrated hair grows. There is no in between with that. That's why you spend your entire time doing light therapy on your scalp, massages, rolling stuff on your scalp to stimulate growth is pointless. Why? Because the issue with your hair being short has nothing to do with your scalp. It's not because your hair woke up one day and said, hey, I'm gonna stop producing hair. It's because your hair has been dry and breaking off. That is why your hair is short. So everything you do with your hair care routine has to be focused on hydration. That's why our entire line is a hydrating line, because it's focused on hydration. That's why we have our deep hydration mask, which is currently 25% off, because that's a very, very, very hydrating treatment. It's going to help instill a lot of moisture into your hair. Deep conditioning is important. Like, I cannot express this enough, especially in the winter. For years and years and years, I have always deep conditioned. That's been a very, very, very constant in my hair growth routine. Deep conditioning for high porosity girlies is very good because it helps your hair to retain moisture better, which is awesome for you. For low porosity girlies is amazing, but you have to use heat when you deep condition it so that your hair can actually absorb the product. So when I use a deep hydration mask, it won't really work well for me unless I use heat. Not because the product is bad, but because I have to use heat. My hair, with any products, I have to use heat for my hair to absorb it. But deep conditioning is something that I would always recommend you do if you're trying to have longer hair. Deep conditioning is non-negotiable, okay? So you want to try a deep conditioner. It is 25% off. We actually, of all the products that we have right now, that one is the lowest in stock. So that one is like almost gone. We actually have more of the leave-in butter in stock than we have the mask. I'm just doing the mask because somebody asked me in a DM just a minute ago if I would do a sale on the mask. So that's why I did it, but I wasn't going to do one today because we were that low in stock. So it is 25% off, but it will only be 25% off for the next 2.5 minutes. I see about 10 people right now that's popping up, have it in their cart. So this is the only opportunity you'll have to get it on sale. We do not do the deep hydration mask as a flash sale often, just because it runs out so quickly that we don't do it. So this is like the only time we'll be doing it. It will be sold out very, very soon. So if you want to grab it, now is the chance. But again, if you want longer hair, the only way to get it is to keep your hair hydrated. Anything else aside from that is not going to be effective. So if there's anything in your hair care routine that you're doing that is not focused on making sure your hair is hydrated, it is ineffective, it is pointless, it is a waste of time. Okay, again, our giveaway, if you're just joining, enter the giveaway, free product, enter it. How many minutes left do we have on the giveaway? 9 minutes left on the giveaway. So if you want a giveaway, now will be the time. All right, after the mask, we will do one more flash sale of the evening. I will do a really, really, really big sale for you guys. One more sale, and then we're gonna call it a night. I just hit my thing. I was like, how did my chair go down? My ankle hit it when I was kicking my leg up. Lord, it's been such a long week. I am so hoarse. But again, the deep hydration mask, y'all have 60 seconds. No, actually, yeah, 60 seconds left. I'm telling y'all, it will not be on sale again. We don't do that one on sale often because it sells out so quickly. And right now, with how much we have in stock, we won't be doing it again. It's gonna be sold out very soon. I'm telling y'all, we got wiped out because of Black Friday. We were not expecting to sell that much during Black Friday. We usually over prepare for Black Friday, but this year, like every year, like our Black Friday sales get better and better, but this year it was like double what we expected. And so our inventory got wiped out. So we've just been kind of like working on fumes, and we were supposed to get our new shipment in like a month ago, but we had a delay. So right now we're just hoping nothing goes out of stock, but it looks like we'll have a few items out of stock. So if you want the mask, please grab it, because we're not going to have it on sale again. We're not. Like, that's going to be the first product that you're going to see that's going to get sold out, because that's the least that we have. That one has gone very quickly, especially over the holiday season. That one has been a thing. Ever since, like, whenever the winter comes, that one usually is like a one that goes, because deep conditioning is very important for a healthy hair journey. Deep conditioning is something, like I said, I've always done deep conditioning in my wash day routine. I don't care what I'm doing, I always deep condition. Deep conditioning is so important. It helps you retain so much moisture. And again, hydrated hair grows. If your hair is short, it is dry. So anything you're doing in your hair routine that is not helping with dryness is pointless. Okay, All right, cool. So one more flash sale. We'll do one more flash sale because we still have a giveaway going. Our giveaway, we currently have 7 minutes left on the giveaway. So if you want the giveaway, we have 7 minutes left on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys one final flash sale for the leave-in butter. I'll do, since it's our last live of the week, I will do 40% off for you guys, but it will be very short, okay? Like, I'm talking like 5 minutes, but I will do 40% off on the leave-in butter for you guys since it is the last flash sale that we'll have for the week, okay? I will not be back on here until Monday. Our live schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. So if you ever wondered, that's how we do save the lives on YouTube, and we do schedule the lives on YouTube and TikTok, so you'll see it in our events. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys that flash sale. 40% off. It's going to be super quick, though. Like, super quick. But just because it's the last one of the week, might as well. All right. Make sure I have it right. Sometimes I'll be messing up the price. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna give you guys the sale for 6 minutes. That's it. That's all I got. 6 minutes. Last flash sale of the week. Okay. I will do 40% off because I like you guys. All right. So in about 5 seconds, and then again, our giveaway is still going. So probably in the same time this flash sale ends. So if you're thinking about buying the leave-in butter, go ahead and buy it and also enter the giveaway. If you're just joining, it will take you less than 30 seconds. You can win a free product. Why not? Great way to start your Friday. It feels like a Friday, but it is Thursday. That is crazy. All right. So it's officially live. The leave-in butter is 40% off. This will be the last sale, okay? The giveaway is already active. It is up here where this bag is. The timer is there. You guys do not have that many minutes left, okay? So the giveaway is currently active. We are giving away our essential hair oil, which is this right here. So if you would like a free oil, go into the giveaway right there. Again, our leave-in butter is 40% off. My twist out, again, is 8 days old. I have the leave-in butter in it. The entire line, including the leave-in butter, is what helps me to have hairstyles that last as long. My hair still looks so hydrated. It's been over a week. It's been 8 days. I washed my hair on Wednesday. I took my twist out, like, out of the twist on Thursday. So it's day 8. It's been a little over a week. So as you can see, each curl is still defined. Y'all see this definition? I'll give y'all a back view because why not? All right, hold on, turn around. My chair, I'm gonna have to go this way because the board is in my way that way. Hold on. Okay, this isn't working. Hold on, let me figure this out. All right, I'll do like this and I'll just turn. Okay, there we go. I'll just go like that. That'll suffice. Well, this is because of the leave-in butter and the line. Keeps my hair super hydrated. This is day 8. Like, there's like most of y'all would probably have to wash your hair right now or put it in a bun or something or a puff because your twist out isn't gonna last. But that's why with hydrating products and a good routine, your hairstyle should actually be lasting you longer than a week. Like, you should not have to be doing your hair on a weekly basis unless you choose to, okay? That's why people like the leave-in butter so much. It's our most popular product. You'll have 4 minutes left. This will be the last flash sale of the week. We are not going live tomorrow or over the weekend. So this is your last opportunity. It is 40% off, but y'all only have 4 minutes left. I only did it for 6 minutes. Y'all only have 4 minutes left, okay? And again, our giveaway is almost over too. So please, if you're just joining and want a free product, click the bag. Click the bag first and then do what it says, okay? We have about 3.5 minutes left on the giveaway. So it's almost over. So if you want a free product, please go ahead and take care of that. All right, and if you're on YouTube, all of this is happening on our TikTok, okay? All right, so let's see. All right, cool. So yeah, let's see. Any final questions you guys have? We are out of here in like a good 6 or 7 minutes. So any final questions you guys have about hair growth? To cap off the week, Monday will be episode 3 of Hair Growth 101. I already have it planned out. You're gonna love it. This is probably gonna be one of my favorite ones yet. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna make y'all mad. Never cared, but it's gonna be the truth about hair growth. My goal is to help you see longer hair in 2026. That is it. So if you get offended, but you change and start doing the right things for your hair, that's all I can ask, okay? Be mad at me, but be mad at me and also take action. I can only do so much. I can only tell you everything you need to do. I can't make you do it. But if you trust me, like I said, I've grown my hair twice. My line is a testament to that, okay? My line and my routine. I've been sharing my routine on social media for years, and I've been sharing my products on social media for years. So, perfect combo. I give you the product, I give you the routine. It's up to you to do them, okay? So, yeah, again, leave-in butter, 40% off. You only have about 2 minutes left. Our giveaway is also almost over. How much time do we have left? Like 2 minutes on that as well. So, tap that bag up there if you would like a free product. Tap it and then follow the directions to make sure that it enters you, okay? Let's see. Yeah, so again, biggest takeaway of today, if you want long hair, hydration is the only way to go. Anything you're doing that is not focused on keeping your hair hydrated is pointless. We talked about all week. Hair vitamins are not, unless you have a deficiency, taking biotin, iron, prenatal vitamins, etc. are not going to be effective. Anything extra that your body gets, it pees it out and poops it out, okay? No. Talk about how hair growth oils aren't effective because your hair is short because it's dry. Oiling your scalp does not make your hair not dry, so it's still going to be breaking off and still going to be short. Hair oil should be used on the hair strands after applying something hydrating to lock moisture in. That's why our leave-in butter hydrates your hair, and it's also formulated with oils and butters to lock it in, so your hair stays hydrated for 8 days like this twist out, okay? Y'all gonna see me next week. Y'all gonna see me on, so when I come back, it will be day 12. So y'all gonna see my twist out on day 12. So, and I'm not gonna be in the house all weekend, so I'm gonna be wearing my hair out for both days. So there you go. So y'all gonna see day 12 hair, and then that might be able to show y'all just how good the line is and how good my routine is. I feel like I would be hypocritical if I didn't live what I preach, basically practice what I preach. Everything I tell y'all to do, I do. Everything that I tell y'all to use, I use. So it's up to you whether you want to follow it or not. All right, 45 seconds left on that leave-in butter. 40% off, you guys. 40% off. Last sale of the evening, of the week as well. No more flash sales after this till Monday. Some of our products will be probably sold out by Monday. So if you want to get anything, now is your opportunity. So if you want to grab the bundle, the only thing that I would say is you might be able to find a coupon on TikTok, but on our website you'll get free shipping if you buy the bundle because we do free shipping on U.S. orders over $75, and our bundle is $88. So if you want free shipping, grab the bundle. All right? Sound good? And we have very fast shipping, 2-day shipping. So if you order tonight, it'll most likely be shipped tomorrow. Latest on Saturday, but usually by tomorrow afternoon if you order Thursday night. All right. So, let's see who won our giveaway. Congrats to Marissa. She won our essential hair oil. All right, guys, that is it. That's all I have for you. Let's go ahead and pray out. Lord, thank you for this day. Your girl is tired, but I have been fruitful. So I thank you for allowing me to be obedient in what you called me to do. And I hope you continue allowing me to make an impact on those that need it. Since I won't see you guys until Monday, I pray that you cover us this weekend. Anywhere that we're not supposed to go, please allow us to listen to our convictions. Anywhere we're supposed to go, please allow us to listen to our convictions. Again, I thank you just for being merciful, graceful. You did not have to send your son down the cross for my sins. I don't deserve it. We don't deserve it, but you did it anyways. And I thank you for that. I've been reading Ephesians, and that talks a lot about that. So he literally didn't have to, but he did anyways. I pray that you cover mental health. I pray that you cover family, relationships. I pray that you protect us all as we travel here and there. Protect our minds, Father God. And I just pray that anything that we're dealing with behind the scenes, closed doors, or things that have just been bothering us for a very long time, I pray that we finally get a breakthrough in those situations, whether physically, emotionally, mentally. And I pray anybody on a weight loss journey, I pray that you give them strength to continue to be disciplined and continue to treat their body as a temple and actually make this year the year that you actually make those goals, whether physical, mental, emotional. Just leave 2026 better than we entered it. I pray all these things until we meet again. Amen. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We will be back Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. Any products we still have in stock, I will try to do my best to do flash sales. So it might not be the best, but I will do my best. But alrighty, guys, on TikTok, I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you for joining me all this week. It's been a lot, but it's been fun. Y'all are awesome. I will see you guys on Monday. Bye. All right, and for my YouTube girlies, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. My apologies for the Tuesday live. We had audio issues, but your girl fixed it. So yesterday and today have been really good. I appreciate you guys as well. All these lives are saved. The highlights from Tuesdays or Wednesdays live will be up on Sunday. So if you just want to check that out and not watch the whole thing, Sunday, and also my personal pages, there will be a YouTube video on Sunday. I did post a YouTube video, short, reel, and TikTok today as well. So yeah, and this twist out will be coming next week. I'm bringing back Typefork Friendly. This will be episode, I'll be doing episode, like filming it next week. So, but I'm bringing it back. So on my personal pages, if you have any hair brands that you want me to try, as far as stylers, so gels and twisting creams, mousses, etc., comment them on my recent reel. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys on Tuesday, 7 p.m. for episode 3 of Hair Growth 101. Bye.